So the next topic is cerebellum. So like basal ganglia, the cerebellum is also very important region. So you can see, so this is the cerebellum. So there are both the side, right and left side, the cerebellum is present. So it is looks like this. So it will lies, it is like a small brain lies within the posterior cranial fossa. So these things will be teaching anatomy. Okay. So there are two cerebral hemisphere, so joined by the median isthmus. So functions I will tell. So connections. This cerebellum has a many lobes. Okay. So functionally or physiologically, cerebellum can be divided into three parts. Phylogenetically, like archicerebellum, paleocerebellum, neocerebellum. Okay, within the cerebellum only we divided into many areas. Okay, functionally into vestibulocerebellum based on their functions, spinocerebellum and cerebrocerebellum. So next come to the functions of cerebellum. So here also in cerebellum the functions is important. Okay. Along with the spinal cord and brain stem, cerebellum controls posture and equilibrium. Posture. So while you are sitting, you will maintain one posture, right? Upright posture. Or when you are standing, you will maintain one posture, right? So that is mainly regulated by cerebellum. Okay. And equilibrium. So equilibrium means, so when you are standing, so you will be correctly upright posture, right? You will not fall down. So that is mainly by cerebellum. So this is one of the important question for MCQ. The functions of cerebellum to maintain posture and equilibrium. Okay. So by maintenance of normal equilibrium, erect position, muscle tone, and acts as the alpha gamma motor switch. So you just write along with the spinal cord and brainstem, the cerebellum maintain the posture and equilibrium. So along with the motor cortex, okay, of the cerebellum, so it will maintain, or corticocerebellum, it will controls the voluntary movements. Okay, controls the voluntary movements. Then controls the coordination of the movement. Okay, so it is brought about by involvement of cerebrocerebellum. So cerebrocerebellum, it controls the activity of different set of the muscles like agonist muscle, antagonist muscles, and all, and help to bring the smooth movement. Okay, smooth movement in a various joints, and also non-oscillating, and helps in the regular, make the movement smooth, non-oscillating, and regular. Okay, so these are the functions of cerebellum. Helps in the cortex to plan the timing and sequence of the next successive movements. Okay, so suppose you are want to do you want to take the pen, so then books. So or for example when driving the car, so in driving the car, what will happen? Your hands also moving simultaneously, your leg will be in one leg will be in the accelerator, like that you have to and simultaneously changing the gear. So everything, so timings and sequence of the next successive movements, okay, planned by the cerebellum, and also determine the speed, the force, direction, and range of the movement, and prevent the overshoot. Okay, prevent the overshoot and damp movement, to control ballistic movements. Okay, control the ballistic movements. So these are the functions of cerebellum. So along with this, it acts as a comparator and servo mechanism for cerebral cortex. So comparator and servo mechanism. Comparator means, so it will take the signals from the cerebral cortex, and one signal, that signal is going to cerebellum and basal ganglia, so then to the skeletal muscle. So immediately from the basal ganglia also the signal is going to the cerebellum. So it will compare Okay, compare both the signals and it will check whether this movement is a smooth or accurate, everything, the timings and all, direction, speed and all, it will check and give the signal back to the cerebral cortex that it is like what it will give the permission to the cerebral cortex to do. Okay, so it will give a positive, if it give the positive stimulation to the cerebral cortex, then movements will happen. If there is any correction is there, it will stop the cerebral cortex. Okay, and has extra motor predictive functions also, the function. So these are the summary. So what I told, so function is important. Next, coming to the clinical conditions, the cerebellar lesion. Okay, so what will happen if the lesion of the cerebellum is taking place? Okay, the first, there is an imbalance in posture and equilibrium. Okay, so mainly by the cerebellum maintain this posture and equilibrium. So any damage to vestibulocerebellum, so it will brings the postural imbalance and movements. In coordination of movement, okay, so there is no coordination only, so that is called ataxia. So there is no coordination of the movements. Okay, then intention tremor means, so if you want to do, as I told, there's a resting tremor and intention tremor. So resting tremor because of basal ganglia damage. Here due to cerebellum damage, what will happen? Intention tremor. So when you are going to do a movement, so that time you are shaking, the tremor can be seen. Or when you are sitting or resting position, there is no tremor. Slow speech, hypotonia, nystagmus and pendular knee jerk are the functions of cerebellum. So understood? So these are very important. So functions of cerebellum and lesion of cerebellum. Okay. So the next topic is cerebrospinal fluid. So cerebrospinal fluid, it is a fluid which circulates through ventricles of the brain. So in the brain also the ventricles are present, okay, and the central canal of the spinal cord and subarachnoid space. So it is very important fluid, CSF fluid. So this fluid is present in the brain, okay, and spinal cord. That is mainly in the ventricles of the brain and central canal of the spinal cord. So volume is 150 ml. So mainly it is formed by the choroid plexus. Okay, so choroid plexus are capillaries which is present in the lateral, third and fourth ventricles. Okay, so this is present in the brain. Lateral, third and fourth ventricles are present in the brain. So there it is covered by a capillaries, a tuft-like capillary projection called choroid plexus. Okay, mainly the choroid plexus. You just write the choroid plexus synthesis the cerebrospinal fluid or CSF. Okay. So properties. So it is a clear, colorless, transparent alkaline. Specific gravity is 1.005. So water is 99.1% and solid is remaining. All the constituents are same like plasma, but their concentration is different. Okay, a constituent is same like plasma, blood plasma. So and which mainly importantly contain the lymphocytes. So the circulation, so circulation is not important for you. So this is how it is formed. Okay, so these are the choroid plexus. Choroid plexus. So small like capillaries. You can see the arrow mark. So follow the arrow mark like that. It is spreading. So it, along with this, it is going to the spinal cord, and here also it is circulating. Okay, and the blue color one. Okay, blue color one you can see. So this is easily you can make out. This is a choriad plexus. So that is synthesizing the CSF. Then it will flow to lateral ventricles. So you can see the arrow mark, blue color arrow mark. So it will go to lateral ventricles. So from the lateral ventricle it is going to the third ventricle, then down it is going to fourth ventricle, then going to the spinal cord. So along with this it also circulate in the within the subarachnoid space. This is the subarachnoid space of the brain. Okay, so this is cerebellum, this is brainstem. So very important is functions of CSF. First one is protection of the brain. Okay, protection of the brain against the mechanical trauma, as it can act as a shock absorber. That means, so within the brain, in the brain, the outside, that subarachnoid space, the outside, this CSF is present. Okay, so it acts like a mechanical barrier. Okay, so it acts like a barrier and prevent, if there is like your brain is floating in the CSF. Okay, so if you hit on the skull, on the brain, so this will protect. Okay, acts as a shock absorber. And second function, acts as a medium for exchange of substances between the neurons and the blood. Okay, between the neurons and blood, helps to supply nutrition and oxygen to the brain, and also removal of metabolic waste like carbon dioxide from nerves and to the blood. Okay, so that means, so it acts as a media for the exchange of substances between the neurons and blood. The third one is helps to maintain the content of intracranial cavity constant. Okay, by bringing the variation in CSF volume. So that means, so this the volume of the blood in the cranial cavity, the size of the brain, and the CSF. So all three will be same. The content will be same. So then only the intracranial pressure will not increases. Suppose if the blood supply to the brain increases, so what will happen? The CSF production will be decreases. So like that it will balance the all three contents. So the brain, the blood supply to the volume of the blood in the cranial cavity, and the volume of CSF. Okay, and provides the fourth one is provide the bouncy effect to the brain. Okay, so hence the effective weight of the brain is reduced 1500 gram to 50 gram. Okay, so bouncy effect of the brain, that is outside the brain weight is 1400 gram. So brain acts as in water bath of the CSF. So 50 gram will be reduces. So this will help the easy movement of the brain. So these are the functions of CSF. So one of the important is a lumbar puncture. So you can hear, so when you are giving the spinal anesthesia, okay, or if you want to check the CSF, to sample collection of the CSF, so they will do the lumbar puncture at L3 and between L3 to L4. Between L3 to L4, 3 to 4 lumbar spines are the spinal cord is there, right? So within the central canal of the spinal cord also CSF is flowing. So they will put a needle. Okay, the special needle is introduced between the L3 and L4 vertebrae to the subarachnoid space of the spinal cord. Okay, this is a special needle is introduced between the L3 and L4 vertebrae into the subarachnoid space of the spinal cord to obtain the sample of ESF. Okay, sample of CSF. So to measure the intracranial tension, or for spinal anesthesia they will give now. So that is the significance to obtain the sample of CSF for physical, chemical, or microscopic examination, and also to measure the intracranial tension, or to introduce the drugs so which are unable to cross the blood-brain barrier, and to induce the spinal anesthesia. Okay, that's complete the CSF. So since the CSF also functions is important. So where it is synthesized and the functions of CSF. Okay, so that's complete the basal ganglia, cerebellum and CSF. In the basal ganglia also the functions and Parkinson disease, cerebellum, functions of cerebellum and cerebellar lesion, and the CSF, the functions of CSF. Thank you all.